Morning, it's George Heller, West 80 South Poles. We're over at the home place. Well, actually, it's the next door neighbor's place, just west of the home place here, adjacent. We share a property line. Set up this paddock for him last night. It's like a jungle in here. I mean, we're like in a drought kind of here, but we're like in swampland where I live here. And the water table is real close, so the roots can get down and get the water here where we live at. It's still pretty sandy, but we do have a lot of organic matter here because of the swamp and the trees. And these trees work together with the grass quite well. I think you got to have a little bit of both to really get a nice pasture going. I mean, this is probably too many trees here, but it's okay because this is a real nice area in here. In the future, I'm sure we'll thin some of this stuff out of here. Probably what we'll do in the future is we'll get the whole herd over here and run them through, and let the herd do some clearing for us. Right now, we're just got these 4 bulls in here. There's another one right up there. They're coming along pretty good. They're a little over a year old now. In pretty good shape. We've been trying to manage them around here. It's kind of, I am so busy doing all kinds of other stuff. These poor bulls are kind of getting the last bit of attention that I have. But they're in good shape. I think they're shaping up pretty well. They're not skinny or anything like that, I don't think. And this guy here, he's really shaping up well. I think this will be my breeding bull this year. Besides for his mother, I'm gonna have to come up with some other option for his mother. But he's slicked off. He was the first one to slick off this spring. I mean, he was slicking off before we even took him off his mom this spring here. He's got a bunch of nice wrinkles on his neck, and he does have some scurs, but that's acceptable, I guess. He's just got a real nice gut on him, nice back end, nice muscle tone on his butt. He's in real good condition. He's got some horizontal lines going on him. He's doing pretty good, and they're enjoying this. So we got a whole mix of everything in here. They're really going after the Reed's Canary right now. The Reed's Canary is just starting to head out right now, and it's nice and tender. They really enjoy them big wide leaves. I just noticed that with sheep, the broader the leaf, the more the sheep want to get after it. I don't know if that has something to do with the makeup of the plant, what it has in it or what, but that's just kind of what sheep prefer, is a broad leaf. Sorry, I'll walk around this brush here. But yeah, we got them in. I don't know how big this is, maybe like 2 acres. Maybe we got them in here. They'll be in here for a little while. I mean, we're not getting them moved every day here. In the future, that's going to happen, but running a full-time business with 5 employees, I get a little bit short on time. So I just got to do the best I can, and that's what it's about. It's about doing the best you can. Nobody's going to be Greg Judy overnight, even though it'd be pretty cool to get to that level. But he's been working at it a long time, and he'll be the first to tell you that you're not gonna get it all right away. That's not gonna happen. It takes time. You got to work it up. There's a nice. He's going to be a steer. It's a half Jersey, half South Pole bull there, and then still got this guy here. Got some too big of a horns to be a South Pole, so he's gonna have to get he's gonna have to get castrated and steered out. But talk about where you have your animals, they'll adapt to what you have. Like these guys, I've been running them in the brush for I think month and a half, about a month and a half now since I brought them home here from the big farm, and they've been out in the brush and they've been really learning how to browse. They seem to go after the leaves on the trees just like a sheep would. And they've been stripping brush clean. Hazel brush, they really like the hazel brush for some reason. I'm not sure why, but yeah, they've been stripping it clean. But yeah, you can just see the diversity in here. We got trees, and there's a spruce tree there. There's a white pine there. These are all popple trees here. Aspen, I guess people would call them. There's another spruce tree right there. More aspens all around. That right there, not sure what kind of tree that is. That's a, almost looks like an elm tree right there in front of us. But yeah, it's just thick. I mean, straight through there is my house. And it's thick. It's probably only, I would say 100 yards to the clearing through there. But it's so dense you can't hardly get through there. See, maybe 10 or 12 years ago, when we moved back up here, my dad and I built our house. Well, we logged this off. When that was going on, and now this is what happens when you do a good job of logging. Look how it comes back. It's thick. It is really, really thick. See, this is what happens when you come in and you do a nice select cut and you leave some smaller trees, but you don't just cut a little bit here and there. You cut a little bit here and there, all you're going to have is brush patches in here. You're never going to get any of these trees growing up like this. You got to give it some light. You got to give enough room for the light to get in, get the trees going. If you don't do that, you're just going to have a big brush patch. It ain't going to look good. It'll look like that. The whole thing will look like that, and deer or any kind of animal won't even go through that. I mean, look at it. You can't go through that. I mean, you can, but it ain't no fun. You're not going to walk. You're not just going to plow into that if you're a deer or something. So if you're trying to develop deer habitat and stuff like that, something to keep in mind. You don't want to cut little patches out in your woods. All that grows back is brush. I don't know how many times I heard my dad say that. He's a logger for 40 plus years. And he's very knowledgeable and very good at what he did. And he's seen a lot of jobs that he's done come back after a few years, and they look really good. And I mean, he's done multiple cuts on the same stands of timber in his career because of the way that he was responsible with what he was doing. He cared about what he's doing. That's a really huge thing I think that's missing nowadays, is nobody really cares. I mean, they act like they care a little bit, but do they really care? That's a big deal. If you really, really care about what you're doing, it's going to go good, because you're putting all your energy and your effort and your passion into it. So you gotta, if you want something to do well, you gotta push for it. It's not going to be given to you. You got to work for it, and you got to try hard, and you got to care. You got to put a lot of care into what you're doing. That's a big difference between people that are successful and people that aren't. People that aren't successful, they don't have that level of care, and it's just good enough. Good enough. I hear all kinds of people say good enough. Oh, it's good enough. Well, is it? Is it good enough? Good enough for who? So, I probably got a little bit of sickness. It never seems good enough for me. I feel like I got to do better. I don't always do it as well as I want to right away, so I try harder the next time to get it right. it's just part of learning and part of progressing and part of getting better at what you're doing. You know, any trade that you do, you're never going to start a trade that's you're never going to be a master at a trade when you start on it. You're going to have some time to get used to what you're doing and figure out the tricks of the trade, and you get people that'll help you along the way, like Greg Judy. You know, all he does is just tells everybody all his tips and tricks and everything that's worked for him. And boy, I tell you, if you follow along with the stuff he tells you about, I mean, you're gonna have a lot of success. I mean, I've only been doing this 3 years, and due to his teaching and his support, I feel like I've come quite a ways from having 5 little bottle lambs to now having quite a few animals on the farm. Probably wouldn't even be doing any of this if it weren't for that guy. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you guys a look here. He's really tame. But yeah, they're all looking good. They're in kind of a jungle paradise here today. So alright, well, enough of the rant. Let's show everybody what it looks like here at the home place. Kind of jungle type situation, but it's good. I mean, it's been really dry. We just got some rain last night, which was great. So, but everybody have a great day, and thanks for watching.